Hey, and welcome back to Bill Rants About. Today, I'd like to go over my spoiler filled. I'm not going to be heavy into spoilers, but I think to properly review this TV show, I have to give away some spoilers. So, if you do not like spoilers, please do not watch this video. I'm doing a spoiler review of The Boys Season 2. Now, quickly, this show has become probably one of my top shows that I go and watch. It's no secret if you look behind me that I'm a big fan of comic book movies, shows. I'm still a kid at heart. I'm 48, and this show is unlike any other show about superheroes that you will ever see. Um, just a little bit basically, if you've never seen The Boys, basically it just shows what superheroes might actually really be like in real life, and some of them are not good. They are not good people. Um, Season two basically is more of the same from the season one, except for you have some new characters. You have the addition of Stormfront, who first comes in, and she comes in. She's kind of like a rebel superhero. She's not really impressed with like Homelander and stuff. She kind of rebels against what the majority. And at first, you kind of like her rebelliousness, but then you find out that there's a big sinister part of her, and her addition, and her, I mean, let's be honest, if you add a Nazi element to any bad guy, it instantly just elevates them up into the air. So her Nazi ties and her racistness, her racism and stuff, it really puts the spotlight on almost her more than Homelander, because Homelander is kind of the douchebag you know of the group. He's the one. He's probably he's like vile and just the worst. And he's like the Superman character, but he is the worst. But now you've got Stormfront, so you've got like this coupling of Homelander and Stormfront, and sadly, you almost feel like Stormfront is way worse than Homelander, because she's actually manipulating him. So the two pronged evil douchebag thing is it's pretty entertaining for this season. There's a lot of things going on with the other heroes. The Deep, is always comical. Just he's the guy who just basically gets dumped on every season, and I mean it's just funny that he's the guy that talks to fish. I mean, I know that's just kind of like an insult to Aquaman, and it's funny that even when we have this depiction of superheroes, that even the guy who talks to fish is the guy that's made fun of. So there's a lot of great things. The cast is really great. Billy Butcher, Carl Urban. I mean, that guy is a wonderful actor. He was great in the Star Trek movies. Obviously, Lord of the Rings is where I first saw him. But I like him in almost anything he does. And his depiction of Billy Butcher, I think he was given a lot more this season. His character obviously is kind of like an anti-hero, I guess, and he was given a lot more. You got to see a different side of him. You got to see kind of a redemptive kind of side to him. Um, so he does a really good job. Jack Quaid, who plays, and that's Dennis Quaid's son, who plays Huey. The dynamic between the two is kind of, it's a nice little subplot to the story. That Billy used to have a younger brother that was a lot like Huey, and it's fun to see those two kind of interact throughout the show. Um, as far as Starlight and stuff like that, I mean, she's okay. I mean, her little romance with Huey is it's pretty entertaining. I'm not a big fan of her. I mean, I like um, you know everything that has to do with Billy Butcher is actually kind of like the big part of the show. But I think that probably the number one reason that people love this show is Homelander, because you've got the Superman type guy who is probably one of the worst human beings on the planet, and he is such a good actor. The guy, and the name escapes me, but he is so good at playing that character and making you hate that guy. and he is just, the end scene of the season. I won't even discuss, even though it's spoiler. I mean, it's just really funny seeing him in the sky doing what he's doing at the end of the season. Um, and I think the third season is going to bring a lot of chaos with him. I think that he's slowly becoming probably. I mean, we all know him right now as the supervillain, but the country, the public doesn't see him that way. He's able to keep manipulating, the system, and keep portraying himself as the Superman-like character, but in reality, he is obviously the worst. So I think that we're slowly going to see him, get even more violent, and I think that next season he's probably going to wreak a lot of havoc on these characters, because the way season two wrapped up, a lot of happy ending type things, and I think that next season he's going to exact some revenge. I think that some of the some of the heroes in the Seven are going to feel the wrath of him. Um, and as far as season three, I think you might even see Stormfront again. I do not believe that she is gone. So I think that, maybe my guess is they will probably save her until maybe the end of the season, maybe cliffhanger going into the fourth season of her coming back. I don't know, but overall, this is, if I go, on a 4 or 5 star thing. I mean, this was probably a 4 out of 4 for, seasons. I mean, they're really good at. They have the special effects in the show are really good. I mean, they're like movie quality. There's a lot of good music in this. I mean, I love Billy Joel, so there's a lot of Billy Joel songs in there. I'm showing my age, but no offense, but that's a really good part of the show, is just interweaving the music and the special effects, and the acting is good, and the humor is good, and just everything is just well done in this show. And I hope that this, continues. I hope that the quality of these seasons get, to stay on par with each other, because right now it's currently one of my favorite shows on TV. So I would love to hear from you guys about what you thought of The Boys season 2. And if you haven't seen The Boys, please catch it. It is on Amazon Prime. It's definitely worth a watch. I would I would rank it up there with one of the top superhero show movies things out there to watch. It's definitely unique. Um, there's a lot of shows that are kind of like that right now. You've got Doom Patrol, and there was another show, Umbrella Academy, and all these shows are great. But I think The Boys is just a little bit above those, and mostly because of the acting performances of like Carl Urban and the actor who plays Homelander. Um, they really get you with, some, and this year they, we have like the church, I guess you would call the Scientology like church that was involved. And I think that, we see at the end of the season, there's a moment where something is revealed, and I won't go into that, but you'll find out, someone all throughout the show. There's someone that's mysteriously blowing up the heads of people, and you don't know who it is. You find out at the end of the season, and I'm assuming this is going to be a big part of the third season. So again, I really love The Boys. Please leave a comment, hit subscribe, and I will have more reviews like this. I just finished watching Utopia. That's another Amazon Prime show, and I will talk about that probably in a coming video. Please leave me comments, like, and subscribe. Thank you.